All right, we'll make this our midweek update. It's Wednesday afternoon. I've advanced a little bit. We've got, let's have a look. We'll start at the front and work our way back. I've installed most of the fire sleeves on the oil lines and the fuel lines, the ones that I'm going to do anyway. They came out pretty good. I had to buy some more fire sleeve. The fire sleeve I bought was too small. I had to go to the next size up and the next size after that. So they're all installed now. The only thing I'm waiting on is, there's no way in this wide world you're going to be able to see it. It's buried way to billio down there, is the actual fuel line that runs to the carburettor. The connection on the carburettor is just ridiculous. It's at a wrong angle, and it doesn't. You can have either the fuel connected or the air filter on, but it appears you can't have both, not at the same time anyhow. So there's a little bit more work to do there. I'm waiting on some clamps. I'm not going to use the old regular screw type clamp. I've got some special ones coming that should make the fuel line fit the carby in one piece. All the other lines are clamped on with regular clamps, and they're fine, but it's just the actual fuel supply to the carburettor that's not behaving as it should right now. So that's that little bit. It's all, the wiring's tidied up and spiral wrap in places, everything's tied up. It's, you know, it's pretty much how it's going to be. There's only one real outstanding question. What have I done? I've put both ignition units have an output to the tacho, and what I've done is connected both of them together and run that to the tacho, and I'm pretty sure, like about 99.9% sure, that won't work. I'm quite sure that you'll have to take pulses from either one or the other, but not from both. But we'll see how we go with that. Or the engine will now read like 7,000 RPM when it's doing 3,500, something like that. I expect that to be a problem into the future. Over this side, well, this side's much the same as the other side. It's fairly well tied down. Everything's in place. I've run the throttle and choke cables. They've got their own penetration through the firewall. Oh, on the subject of penetrations, the main power supply to the starter motor comes through a penetration that I made myself, so I'm pretty proud of that. But it doesn't. It was made with a regular standard steel bolt, and I'm having trouble getting power through the firewall. So I've just bought some threaded brass bar and brass nuts and brass washers, and I'm going to rebuild that with brass, and hopefully things plugs anyway. We'll come over this way. I've tied the spare bungees up to the other bungees. I probably will wind up using them, I'm pretty sure, but for now they're just spare ones, but they're spare in place, so that's relatively easy to put them on if I need to. over this side, I still haven't put the instrument panel in yet properly. The reason for that is I need to get to the tacho to set the tacho up once I've got everything complete. It's just a matter of putting the screws in and that's it, tightening them up. I have come up with a method. Let's have a look. You're not going to be able to see that. This is the choke lever, this little one here in the middle of the screen. No, it's not. That's the trim lever. The choke is the next one forward. That one in the middle of the screen. Down right about there. I've come up with a method of connecting the cables to that lever and also to the throttle lever, which you can't see, but it's here. It's that lever there, just a little bit, the next lever forward. But I've come up with a method. I just haven't done it yet. I've probably got all the components I need to do it, and that's on the agenda to do. I really need the seat in the aeroplane, which it isn't at the moment. So I'll put the seat back in, and then I can sit there and connect those cables up. On the subject of cables, I've only got these 4 turnbuckles here so far. I've lock wired them up. Oh my goodness, is that a task? The lock wire for those, the way that turnbuckles are meant to be. The lock wire called out for turnbuckles is 41 thou. And that's like fencing wire. 41 thou is big. It's really heavy and hard to work with. So I've done them, and I've done them per the drawing. I don't like it, but I'm probably not going to redo it. By the time I do the last turnbuckles, I should be really, really good at it, but not right at the moment. So that's where we are. I did get the correct size bolts for the elevator push rod. I think I had that last video. I've installed the bolt, but I've put the castellated nut back because I don't know the length of the push rod yet. I'll determine that in the next few days. But my objective this afternoon is to get the aeroplane out of here and put it in the other hangar. That's the go. Then I can bring the wings, put them on a rollover stand and get them in the paint shop. Let's get the show on the road. That's where we are, Wednesday afternoon. I guess just, we don't do the get your feet off the ground, but I've got to tease you, I got my feet off the ground this morning. It was absolutely lovely. Cool morning, still air, fabulous. Anyway, I won't tease you any further. I'll get back to you on Friday. Bye now. This is the final assembly hangar. And get used to seeing the aeroplane in this hangar from now on. hopefully. There she is, looks good in here as a matter of fact. Stop it from running away. Right. Camera looks reasonable. The camera shows up reasonably well. I'll turn some lights on. I don't know if that's better or not. It was pretty good before. You've actually seen inside this hangar before. Over here, under that blue tarpaulin, is one of the upper wings, and the other one is over there on the wall, at about the same level as this one. It's got a blue tarpaulin as well, behind the car. Yeah, so both upper wings are over here. They're painted and ready to go pretty much. The ailerons are fitted, and they're fitted correctly. So, you know, they're pretty good. They're quite, like I say, they're quite ready to go. They've still got to have the wingtips installed. They're in the other hangar. But you can't put the upper ones on unless you've installed the lower ones first. So we're back to the problem being that we need to fit the lower wings. So they'll be going on. They'll be going in the paint shop next. They're not painted. I'll get one of them on the rollover stands. One of the rollover stands is in here. I'm going to might take that back with me now, as a matter of fact. But yeah, get the rollover stands ready to go, and there you go. Well, that's it. That's where we are on a Wednesday afternoon. Lovely. Oh, here we are again. I've installed this adapter, this wooden piece on the end of the wing here, adapting the wing to the engine rollover stand. This is an engine rollover stand for car engines. I bought them off eBay, and they're a couple $100 each. But without them, it would have been a hell of a job. I need something that I can turn the wing over. But anyway, that's what I've done this morning, is adapt. These are the ones I made for the upper wings, which the upper wings have got sweep, remember? So they don't fit a square wing very well, but they do. This one does, and the other one, which is there, it'll get modified this afternoon, and then hopefully, I'll be able to scrub the wing, wash the wing with the Eco Clean, I think it's called, which is a red degreaser and detergent combined. I'll then leave the wing out in the sun for it to dry out, or just set it here overnight and it'll dry out. And then tomorrow I'll paint all the white panels. Will be painted with the Eco Bond, this green stuff, but a diluted version of that, and that'll well, basically it'll seal the weave up fairly well, and the process will begin. Each day I'll advance this wing, which should take me about a week to do right up to final painting, and then I begin the other wing that's underneath that blue tarpaulin. So that's the plan of attack. That's what's going on. Lovely and warm here today. I haven't checked, but it's meant to be 35 degrees, which in old money is just over 100 degrees F. So nice and warm. Tomorrow's worse. Tomorrow's closer to 40. So yeah, working here in the hangar will be interesting. But anyway, that's what I do. And so right, I'll get on with it. And like I say, we've got to modify that stand right there to fit the far end of this wing right there. And then we can start work, actually start moving forward. But that's it. That's your little catch up for this morning. All right, got the first wing on the rollover stands. It does roll over. I just tested it. Yeah, so we're ready to paint. We're ready to paint. We're ready to wash. I've got something else on this afternoon, so I need to do it like now. And I'll get back to you when it's done. And I'll put it back in the hangar here, and everybody be happy. Slight change of plan. It's very windy outside. And if I take this wing outside, I might just have to record the first flight today. Because me and that wing are probably going to go flying. So I'm going to wash the aeroplane right here in the hangar. That's the only change. I've got my 15:1 Eco Clean ready to go, and I've got my rainwater. I'm washing the wing in rainwater. I've done that with all the rest of the components as well. I don't use tap water. So let's do it. Righto, let's see, that seems to work. What we're going to do first is just wet the whole thing down with a spray, a shower spray. Okay, that's pretty good. There's a few little dry spots. So obviously there's something on the fabric, some whatever oil or whatever it happens to be. Here's our diluted Eco Clean 15:1. Let's do it. I'll do this side first, because I can see better this way. You just spray it on. As long as you don't break the bottle. Yeah, so just spray it on and let it run down a bit. I've put the face mask on. I don't want to be breathing the fumes of this. I don't think that'd be very good for you, as a matter of fact. Well, that's pretty good. Just set it up here a bit. I'm just using a maroon coloured Scotch Brite. With a leading edge as well. I've got oodles of this. It goes a very long way. Till lunchtime before I do the next step. Yeah, we'll get it up the other way. There's just a piece. Now there's my screwdriver. This is what I usually use, not a piece of dowel. Perfect. And off we go again with this side. There we go. Now it's just a matter of rinsing. So I was going like crazy with this, and I hardly used any, you know, and I've got lots more. So this is the last wing to do, the second last wing to do, just one more the same as this. And I've probably almost got enough to do another aeroplane. I'm sort of doing a water break test at the same time. If there was a big bloom that's dry, then obviously there's oil or something there. This is perfect, absolutely superb. Let's roll it over. A bit of water running out there now. Actually, it can stay up that way. Yep, perfect. That'll do. That'll sit there and drain now, and hopefully it'll be ready tomorrow to put the Eco Bond on, the green stuff over the top. And remember, we paint it with a foam brush. I'll do that tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. Got a fair bit of water in the hanger, but it'll it'll sweep out. I'll sweep it out now. Alrighty, I've got one wing dry. It's been washed. It's been washed with EcoClean, the red. Well, it's a degreaser and a detergent in one. I did that yesterday afternoon. Remember, just a couple of seconds ago on the video. And then it's had all night and all morning to dry out, and it's hot here, very hot. I think right now it's probably a bit over 36 degrees. So in Fahrenheit, that's a lot. That's about 104. So yeah, it's ready to go. I've just got to mix the Eco Bond, the green stuff you see there on the video. I've got to dilute it with water. So let's go and do that. Alrighty, I can afford to be a little bit wasteful. I've got my Eco Bond here, which this is full up to about here. So I've got, and there's no more fabric work to do. So I've got gallons of this stuff left. I don't know what its shelf life is, but I'm finished. I've just got to do those two wings and seal the weave on those wings, and then that's it, never to be used again. So like I say, I can afford to be wasteful. My intention, I've put it on the scale, I've zeroed the scale. My intention, if I can get the lid off, is to try and mix, I think about 150 grams to 50 grams of water. It's a 3-to-1 mix that we're looking at. 3 parts of this to 1 part of this. Okay, so I'm going to go 150. Zero the scales again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 120, 130, 140, 146, 150, spot on, 150. Okay, so we'll mix 150 of that with 50 of water. Take us up to 200 grams. 156, 168, 172, 184, 192, 196, 198, and 200. Okay. We don't, it's not, it doesn't look like very much. Yeah, can you see that? But in the scheme of things, that's a lot. That's way more than I need. Like I say, I'm being fairly generous. Last time I mixed, I had no clue. I had no clue what 100 grams is. Doesn't mean anything to me. And I mixed 300 grams to 100 grams of water, and that was almost full to the brim. That's not a good thing. That's way more than I needed. Remember this thing, the foam brush? We're going to brush it on with this foam brush. The object is to try and coat all the strands of all the fibres that the fabric's made from. But that's pretty good. That's mixed in, It dilutes pretty quickly, pretty easily. There, that's lovely. This is brand new out of the drawer. Don't try and save them. They're so cheap, just throw it away and get a new one. You can't resurrect them, honestly. Especially after they've had a wallow around in this green stuff. Yeah, that's sort of all we need there. All right, I'll take you back and show you what I'm doing. Okay, our objective here is to paint each of the fibres of the fabric. In order to do that, we can paint. I'm not trying to paint here, that's already sealed. It's already got the green stuff on it. I'm trying to paint, well, I'm trying to seal the white bits. And in order to do that, you paint like I'm painting here, and also this way. We want to go left to right and up and down. Doesn't matter what order you do that in, but we need the fibres carried all the way round. If you put it, I think it's pretty much impossible to get a run using this stuff. If you see a run, then there's a fair chance that it's on the inside of the fabric, not the outside. And it doesn't matter. The paint will go, the paint won't notice that it's on the inside of the fabric. Look at that, beautiful. That's all it takes. I've got a bit down the back here that's still white. Not that I think it really matters, it's up against the rear main spar. But anyway, what the heck. I'll do this so I'm not reaching over the top of everything. I'll do this bit later. Actually, I'll reach over the top of it now that I've spilt some Eco Bond on it. You can be fairly quick, fairly brutal. This is not the paint, it's not the finish colour or anything like that. And the paint actually loves this stuff, it sticks to it quite well. There you go. I'll go through and finish this off, and I'll come back to you later on when it's time to close out. It shouldn't take me very long to paint all that. It's pretty quick. All right, there we are. That's the underside done. This is the bottom of the wing with the drain holes. I'll roll it up on its nose and do the leading edge, and then I'll turn it over and do the bottom. Let's see how we go. That's probably good right there, I think, to do half of the edge. I used a bit more Eco Bond than I thought I would. I've used nearly all of that. What was it? 150 plus 50 grams. But that's okay. Like I said, I've got plenty. Don't be stingy on it. All right, I'm just going to work my way back towards the camera. I've still got this little bit of leading edge to do. I mixed up another batch, and rather than try and do any other calculations, I just made it 150 again, so there will be some left over, obviously. Beautiful. Done. Okay. Well, that's about it for this video. I'll carry on and do the rest of the things one piece each day. This is the time that you've been waiting for. If you can get your feet off the ground, try to. If you're going to try and get your feet off the ground here, best you be doing it first thing in the morning. The mornings are cool and beautiful, absolutely lovely. But by 9 or 10 o'clock, no, it's well over 30 degrees by that time. And glider pilots are just waking up about then, and that's when they go and have all their fun. But yeah, so get your feet off the ground early is the trick. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you next week. And I'll wish you a Merry Christmas then, because I'll be still around here somewhere. Bye now.